Give me an E. Give me an S. Give me a K. Give me a Y. Give me an M. Give me an O. Give me an S. And what have you got? Eskimos! Louder! Okay, that's the megaphone part. I'm Frank Berres. I'm from Escanaba, Michigan. And I'm a fan of the Eskimos, which are always producing great teams. This year is one of the more outstanding teams, and they are headed for the playoffs. Fortunately, they don't have to leave town. They'll be right here on this field, the home of the Escanaba Eskimos. My position with them is I've been called a cheerleader, but that's not true. Really, in 1979, I began a career of being a crowd motivator, and that happened in Alpena, Michigan. I felt we could do a better, noisier Eskimos than the Alpena team did with their Wildcat cheer. And so that was the birth of my being a crowd motivator in 1979. My son played on that football team. My enjoyment with being a crowd motivator has been a very rewarding thing. Traveling all over Michigan, the Lower Peninsula, into Wisconsin, and I badgered for games in Minnesota. My time spent with all of those 39 football teams has been great. And my wife has been with me, Jean, for all of those years. And also is a great supporter of the Eskimos. They're the Escanaba Eskimos. It's been a glorious trip with the Escanaba Eskimos, and that's been a great enjoyment through the years. 39 years now. If I do miss a game, I get flack for it, and kind of flashbacks and stuff like that. Where was I? And we missed you, and the crowd was dead, things like that. But yes, I have seen a lot of people on this particular field and everything. And yes, there are players that now have players on the Escanaba Eskimos. What do you expect in 39 years? They're going to be off and get careers going themselves and raise families, and they raise great football players too. The 27 team, I've liked what I've seen of them, but they've played well, and they have a very good offensive team blended in with good defensive players too. The playoffs are underway now. We've qualified. We are in a district that has 4 teams in it, and our point total is the top point total of those 4 teams, and therefore we host a game this coming Friday right here at the Escanaba Athletic Field against Bay City John Glenn. Hopefully, well, I'm not even going to say hopefully, is going to have to play Escanaba because we're going to win, and therefore that becomes a second home playoff game right here at the Escanaba Athletic Field. And so go Eskimos and make my words come true. I got to lead the team out onto the field again in 1981. That team was led by quarterback Kevin Tappaney. Dean Altobelli was an outstanding player. Rod Charles and Brian Franks were great players in the line and everything. And so what we said couldn't be done was done, and a championship was brought back to the Escanaba field. And so that was exciting, and I looked at that as I was in more championship games at the Pontiac Silverdome than Detroit Lion players Barry Sanders and Billy Sims. I pride myself in that. Of course, they were two great players and everything, but they never got into a championship, like my favorite team, the Green Bay Packers. This is Ernie, after Ernie Belanger, or Bellinger, depends on who you're talking to. But Ernie was a football player back in the 1940s for Escanaba Eskimos, and he was a faithful fan for all of the years after his playing time. But that's Ernie, and Ernie's been at all the games, which was a promise made to that he would be there, and his family is real proud of the fact that I take Ernie with me, and so Ernie is kind of the mascot. This t-shirt became a part of my repertoire, and the fans liked it. We probably sold over 100 of these shirts to the different fans, and some of them still wear the t-shirt, and I kind of like it myself, and so that's been traveling also to a lot of games, and probably we'll pull this over a sweatshirt Friday night, and hopefully we won't get too wet, and because there's a bad prediction of rain. And Jake, I was hoping you would be the weather god and maybe do something about pulling the weather away for a few hours on Friday night.
I'll do my best.